This week we have a new update from PMDG, a new traffic AI add-on from Just Flight, and this week's sim update news. We've got you covered with all of this week's news, including the latest releases and announcements news, so let's jump into the video. Before we jump into this week's announcements, in these videos we try to bring you all the flight sim news in one place. So if that sounds better than reinstalling flight sim on a slow internet, please click that subscribe button. 70% of people that watch the Oz Flight Simulator channel are not subscribed yet. By hitting that button, it really supports me and keeps the channel growing and growing. Thank you for your support. Pre-flighting in this week's previews and announcements. After their success with the Kodiak 100, both the wheeled and the amphibian variants, SimWorks Studios is close to releasing its next aircraft, which is the Van's RV-10. The RV-10 is a 4-seater kit aircraft and now has over 1,000 of these built across the globe. The flight model has been verified by real pilots and SimWorks mentions it flies like the real thing. The AvAngel YouTube channel took the RV-10 for an early preview recently, and her impressions indicated that the RV-10 had a very accurate model and also an authentic flight model. The RV-10 is scheduled to be released in a couple of weeks, but if you can't wait that long to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below and you can check out the AvAngel preview of the RV-10. In some more announcements this week, this one is something a little bit different than what we do mention on the channel, but I thought it was worth a mention anyway. Lunar Simulations are developing a three-way Boeing 767 for the sim. The team have mentioned they've been working on this project for well over a year now, and now they're happy with the progress and it's time to showcase some screenshots. Some of the project's features will include a realistic flight dynamics, high quality 3D cockpit model, high detailed exterior, realistic systems and avionics, accurate performance data, high resolution textures and custom sound and effects. The team mentions the project will feature integration with the Salty simulation mod. No details or when we'll see a release date just yet, but obviously we'll keep you posted. A2A this week have updated us on the current development of the long-awaited Comanche 250. The Comanche has been in beta testing for some time now, and the team wanted to let us know that the testing program will continue for a little bit longer and it's going to be a while before we see it completed. This is due to the team is adding and developing new features to the project. Again, no detail on when we'll see the Comanche in the sim, but knowing A2A, they will want the 250 to be very well polished before it's released, so don't expect to see in your sims for a little while, but we'll keep you posted on any more development news. PMDG releases a new update for the 737 franchise. This brings the fleet to version 3.00.0060. The update's main features include a multi-mode radio and a change to the ground handling behavior. There is a bunch of other improvements, but the team have not included in the changelog as this was mostly work for the base in preparations for other add-ons such as the EFB to come down the line. PMDG did mention that the 737-900 is out of its testing and it's undergoing works on last minute details before an impending release. The flight/EFB is still being worked on, but it's having some communication issues. The team is unsure is it a WASM problem or it's something that they need to work on. So we may not see the EFB until way after the next sim update in March. The DC-6 is still waiting on a platform update. Again, this is the next sim update we are assuming, and the 777 is still in the works. There is no update from the team this week about the 737 releasing on Xbox. I guess again we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that one. Before we jump into this week's video, I want to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. SoFly offer a number of products for Microsoft Flight Simulator, catering to new pilots for the sim and all the way to very experienced pilots. As a flight sim content creator, my favorite SoFly product is Weather Presets Pro, which comes in really handy when the weather is not behaving itself and you can change the weather to be more dramatic or even to a perfect day. Other products I like to use is Landing Challenge Pro, Flight Simulator Guide, which is the manual to Microsoft Flight Simulator, the one that should have been, Storms for pilots who want to chase some of the biggest storms in the world's history. I will leave a link in the description below or where you can go and check out SoFly products, and I would like to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. Taxiing over to this week's release news, and there's more add-ons for the default Cessna 172. Last year we saw the WB Sims enhancement mod. This time around, it's Boris Audio Works has released a new sound set from the Skyhawk. Boris is known for his sound sets in other big name releases such as the Vision Jet and also the fly-by-wire A320NX, and now also develops under his own brand. With a recent release of the SR22 sound set, which was really only available for users who purchased the Premium Deluxe version of the Sim, now the Cessna 172. The sound set has been recorded by Boris himself and it works with both the classic and the G1000 avionics version. The package is also compatible with the WB Sims enhancements, which is great news. Features in the package include dynamic engine sounds, wind and aerodynamic drag sounds, button switch knobs and lever sounds, fuel pumps, battery, gyro, avionic fan sounds, dynamic touchdowns and ground roll sounds, and the stall horn, and also there's many more other than that. You can pick up your copy of the Boris Cessna 172, a sound set directly from the Sim Market store or the Orbex store. I'll leave a link in the description below. In some airport releases this week, and this one goes to the team over at MLD Sceneries, releasing at their latest airport, which is Lassi International Airport. Hopefully I said that correctly. The airport is located 8 kilometers east of the Lassi city in Romania. Lassi is the 4th busiest airport in the country in terms of passenger traffic, and MLD team has recreated the airport using references from the real airport. Features include highly detailed renditions of the 2022 layout, including new parking spots, custom ground polys, custom approach taxi lights, custom night lighting, and photorealistic textures on the airport buildings. You can pick up your copy of MLD Sceneries Lassi's International Airport from the Sim Market store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Just Flight are back in the news again this week with their anticipated release of FS Traffic. The team postponed the release at the end of last year to complete some more polish on the project, and now it has finally released. FS Traffic adds thousands of real-life commercial flight plans from different periods, providing worldwide coverage. The plans are sourced from a number of well-known flight tracking websites and apps. The package includes 48 models/variants of aircraft that are being built from the ground up native to the Sim, over 700 high-detail liveries, 4K textures, aircraft effects including contrails, engine heat blurs, exterior lighting, and touchdown smoke. Aircraft sounds are being provided by Turbine Studios. FS Traffic is also compatible with a VATSIM model matching. vPilot VMR file is included in the package, and Microsoft Flight Simulator Live Traffic and multiplayer compatibility with model matching as well. This really only scratches the surface when it comes to the feature log of the product. However, the team plans to keep updating the project, including new aircraft models down the line. You can pick up your copy of FS Traffic directly from the Just Flight store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Lining up on the runway for this week's Sim update news, the AAU1, which is the Aircraft Avionics update, which is the first one in this series. This next update for the simulator is in its final stages, and the team are planning to wrap up testing this week, which means we may not see the release in January as it was planned, and we may see it at the start of February. The Microsoft team wanted to remind us that next week we have the next development Q&A, which will be the first one for 2023. The team will be discussing the World Update number 12, which is New Zealand, and we should expect to see more defined dates for the release, as it's mentioned sometime in February, but we just don't know when. Other discussion points will be missions, localization, points of interest, and airports. This week on the InSim marketplace, we've seen the biggest amount of releases in 2023 so far, with 31 new products. Carinado have released their PA28181 Archer 2. The Archer comes with 8 liveries and included options for cold to dark start, all the way up to start and ready for takeoff on the runway. Engine and wind sound effects are included when the door is open, a realistic flight model, and is compatible with the PMS and the TDC GTNs. I would expect to see the Archer to the same level of detail that we have seen with the other Carinado aircraft releases to date. The other new aircraft release is the F-14D Super Tomcat from Jets. Unfortunately, this listing in the InSim marketplace doesn't have much about the features. It really describes about more what the aircraft is and the history. As always, do your own research before you purchase, because this one is a bit more of a premium price. Both the Archer and the Tomcat are available for Xbox and PC, and the other releases are made up of livery packs, landmark, and airport packs this week. most of the viewers jump off at this part of the video. Before you do, please hit that like button, drop a comment, even if it's about my awesome hairstyle. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for more Flight Sim content. If you are not sick of us just yet, stick around for another video and I'll place it up here.